This is as good a place as any for base camp. That's first priority after we're finished. I want it up and running in 30 minutes. That's half an hour. Understood? Over. Cancel that order. What? Why? This is a game trail, Mr. Ludlow. Carnivores hunt on game trails. Are you trying to set up base camp or a buffet? Right. Let's find a new spot then, shall we? Over and out. Peter, if you want me to run your little camping trip, there are two conditions. Firstly, I'm in charge, and when I'm not around, Dieter is. All that you need to do is sign the checks, tell us we're doing a good job, and open up your case of scotch when we have a good day. Second condition, my fee. You can keep it. All I want in exchange for my services is the right to hunt one of the tyrannosaurs. A male, a buck, only. How and why in my business. Now, if you don't like either of those two conditions, you're on your own. So go ahead, set up base camp right here, or in a swamp, or in the middle of a Rex nest for all I care. But I've been on too many safaris with rich dentists to listen to any more suicidal ideas, okay? Okay! Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our look here at the Lost World Series 1 Humans and Hatchlings by Kenner. The three of them, the INGEN Hunters. This is like a banquet of figures and accessories here from my Lost World toy movie. If you really don't believe me, look at this. Anyone who's watched recognizes this accessory here. And then, oh, this is gonna blow your minds. This is gonna, oh my goodness. Look. Get this out. Oh, it's the little map. It's the little awful drawn map of Site.B that I made. You are here, and the research complex is down there. This is the same piece of paper. It didn't get thrown away after I made the project 10 years ago. It was just rolled up here like this, and I believe I used Nick Van Owen had this in his hand towards the end of my movie, but it just got rolled up, stuffed back in this little case, thrown in my box, and forgot. I honestly thought I threw that out, but the fact that's still here in this little accessory makes me laugh, and anyone who's seen my toy movie should know this. Like, this is me. I'm the real JP Toys 97. So here we go. We have Battle Strategist, Peter Ludlow with slash action machete. We have Roland Tembo, Great Hunter with Dino stun prod, and Dieter Stark, the weapon specialist with Dino fighting action. Whatcha, whatcha, whatcha. So a little difference here between the INGEN Hunters and Malcolm's team is the INGEN Hunters don't have the Jurassic Park Site.B logo on the figure. We instead get a little INGEN insignia on each of these guys. Roland on his hat, and Dieter Stark has it tattooed on his body. like a badass. Okay, so how about we begin with Peter Ludlow first. Let's take a look at him. So getting right underway here, we have Peter Ludlow with slash action machete. Peter comes with this pinkish velociraptor hatchling and whitish beige color for the whole underside of the figure. But then the top half of the figure here has this pinkish color, a very strange color choice here for this velociraptor hatchling. There's the little JP Site.B on the leg. He's got his little toe claws. Finger claws aren't painted, and unfortunately the teeth aren't painted. I always felt like this hatchling was a little bit bland. It's okay. I'm personally not a huge fan of the colors here, but maybe you're different. Maybe you like the colors. I think this hatchling was made pink because Peter himself also has a lot of beige and this pretty plain looking color for his safari outfit, so maybe that's why they added the pink here to give the whole set here a little bit more color. John Hammond's nephew, not really looking a whole lot like he did in the movie, but I mean, this is toy form here, so you gotta give him a little bit of a break. He's got black sunglasses, black hair, his safari outfit, which I do enjoy his safari outfit, but it's this dull beige grayish color with some browns here for some of his little accessories and knickknacks on the figure. He's got an ammo belt around his chest, some green here on this other little belt, and then his boots are this different shade of green. By no means a bad Peter Ludlow. Comes with a Jason Voorhees machete, so you can slice your way through the jungle. Can pose this arm up, so when you squeeze his legs together, it's similar to the Jurassic Park Velociraptor there in the background, this guy, from Series 1, Series 2, and The Lost World. You squeezed his legs in a similar fashion, very gently, you don't gotta do it hard, and his arm moves in a slashing action. It's an alright little feature. You can move his arm up and down, kind of change how he swings it. Comes with a Dino stun rod in this hand. Bzz, 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 bzz. Can mix and match the accessories here. Take them all out, switch hands, do whatever you wish. He also comes with this cool little pump shotgun. It was very rare Kenner would give us weapons that looked like actual weapons. A lot of the times it was like, oh, you get a stun rod or a grappling hook or something of that nature. It was very not often they would give us weapons like this that actually looked like weapons. Carter here in The Lost World was another exception. This looks like some type of an assault rifle of sorts. I'm no weapon expert. So yeah, Peter Ludlow comes with this neat little shotgun. Again, you can just pose it in whichever hand of his you want. Preferably probably not the hand with the machete slashing action, because this one's for the machete to swing, so it wouldn't really make sense putting a shotgun in this hand that's going to be swinging left and right. Pretty cool Peter Ludlow figure here. This guy trying to come in and capture the dinosaurs to take them to Jurassic Park San Diego. So while his figure and hatchling may not be the greatest of all time, his weapon accessories here are very neat. And these weapon accessories that he comes with is part of the reason why this video never really came to the channel until now. I was missing all of his little accessories here, the stun rod, the machete, and the shotgun. I only had the figure. This is the Peter Ludlow from My Toy Movie as well. Just repainted from the Jurassic Park Dinosaurs line here. He's got this muddy green color, or mustard green color now. Yeah, let's move right along. So up next in the review spotlight, we have Dieter Stark. This character was such a meanie in the movie. I mean, trying to watch the language here, people. Kind of a jerk. Animal abuser. Dinosaur abuser. He comes with a pretty great Compsognathus hatchling. Well, this technically isn't a hatchling. This is a full-size Compsognathus, but it comes packaged with him like a hatchling. All green and yellow here. JP Site.B up here on his leg. Teeth aren't painted. He's got a black eye with a yellow pupil. And a little magnet piece right there for an action feature on Dieter that we'll get to a little bit later here. Color can kind of vary here. You can see there's a lot of green by the JP mark here on this one, but then this other guy, he's got a lot more yellow up here by the JP mark. You can see. For the most part, they're all green and yellow. An awesome little thing. I remember always wanting to build hordes of these guys, and today been collecting so long that I have a pack of 4 of them. I wish, yeah, you can't have enough of these things. I would keep, if I was still buying and searching for stuff and coming into possession of these, they would be added into my Compsognathus horde. Little green dinosaur is amazing here that comes with him. The pose is a little bit meh, I guess, but I mean, he's shaped or facing the ground like that for the action feature. But when you have a lot of them on the ground like this, it almost looks like they're little chickens pecking at the ground for scraps. So, I mean, it's not all bad. Still a wonderful little representation here of these little green dinosaurs. I loved the Compies in the movie. And I remember just being a kid being like, oh, you don't have to fear the raptors and the T-Rex. You gotta fear for these little chicken-sized dinosaurs too, coming in swarms of 40 or more. Dieter Stark looking like a G.I. Joe. He's got a lot of different greens, camo pants, black machete here, some pockets. A darker looking brownish green up here, and he has this black harness around his chest area. His undershirt here is a little bit strange to me. It's almost like orange hunter looking vest of sorts. Doesn't really resemble Dieter at all, but I mean, I feel like that's a good amount of the Kenner figures here, these old school Kenner figures. They don't really representate the characters 100% in the face, but it's okay. This figure was always one that got eaten on my adventures and stuff a lot of the time. He comes with this little pistol accessory. It wasn't often Kenner would give us accessories and stuff like this that actually looked like real weapons. This little pistol has a scope on it and a silencer. His other little accessory here, I don't even know what this piece is either. This looks like some type of a grenade launcher or rocket-firing rifle of sorts. It's got like a butt end of a rifle here. But then up here, it's got like 2 almost rockets or grenades, so very odd. The pistol can sit in his hand, either of his hands, very easily. They're both room enough there to hold. This one, it can be held in his hands a multitude of different ways. Can hold it in this hand like that, like he's carrying it. Take it out. What I used to usually do a lot of the times was I'd use this little sling piece here on the back, have it rest on his shoulder. Sometimes it will fall down like that, so it doesn't always stay the greatest in this way, but you can have it like it's wrapped around his shoulder for an adventure. And like, you can kind of get his hand to hold it around that, but he doesn't really hold this weapon the greatest. It's about as best you're gonna get it in his hands. So his two little accessories here are pretty cool. I just wish there was more of a feature or gimmick with them, like they would shoot something, but imagination here, I guess, is all these things are. I talked earlier about the Compsognathus and why the neck is like arched down like that, but Dieter himself, his little chest area right here that's open has a magnet in it, and you take the magnet here on the Compy, and it sticks. It doesn't stick that well, it slides off the figure. That's about as good as it will stay like that. It wants to be like this, but the feet don't have anything to stay onto, so then it kind of just falls down a little bit, and then it's like very loosely hanging on there by the magnet piece. Doesn't take much to get it to swing off. But Dieter himself, he's got a swivel waist here. Dino fighting action. This was always meh. You like turn him to the side and then flick it. I remember just the fact that kind of this thing stuck on him like that was cool. But like trying to get this to... That's the Dino fighting action. You swivel his waist. There's no spring load feature or anything, so you turn it and then you let go, and then it's supposed to be like he rips the Compy off of his chest. But the magnet here just isn't really strong enough to keep the Compy here, enough for you to kind of use the feature. I just always found it very difficult to keep the Compy on him and then move the waist and then swing it like that. So a lot of imagination required with that feature and gimmick. It's not really all that wonderful. His accessories look cool because they're like weapons, but he really just should have come with a stun rod. Stun rod with Peter Ludlow should have just came here with Dieter so he could all be reenacting the movie. Yo, do you treat squirrels at the local park back home like that? What is your problem, man? God damn. Did you see that thing, though? It wasn't even scared. The creeps. This character got what he deserved in the movie. Let me tell you, like, how many times are you gonna poke and stir the hornet's nest before something bad happens? For real, though, people, there's even a trading card here in the Topps Lost World set called Dieter's War with the Compies. Like, what's this guy's problem? And then when a horde of 40 of these things come after you, Makoto, Roland Tembo. Alright, let's check out the last INGEN Hunter. Roland. And last but not least, Roland Tembo comes with a cool little Pachycephalosaurus hatchling in this ferocious looking downward attack position, like he's gonna go headbutt some dinosaurs or INGEN Hunters. Predominantly, he's this light green color with a darker green color here for his striping along the entire back side of the figure. Yellow JP Site.B mark here on his leg. The entire underside of this figure is that creamy yellowish beige color. The same with his eye. He has a yellowish beige color eye with a black pupil. A reddish pink dome with some more yellowy beige there for the center of the dome. So being that this one's in somewhat of an attacking position, like he's putting his head down ready to ram something, it's a fun little hatchling. Roland Tembo himself coming with a black hat, a brown undershirt, a green dinosaur skin vest. He's got dark green pants and brown boots and brown gloves. He also has this knife on his pant leg that's not painted. Roland Tembo's accessories. He comes with this survival hunting knife from the looks of it. The only other figure that I can recall coming with a knife at the top of my head, without question, would be Skinner from the Evil Raiders. He had this jawbone looking type knife of sorts. I always enjoyed this little knife accessory. While not really, doesn't add a whole lot of playability option here, it is kind of cool. Kind of cool. A lot of the times this piece is probably lost just because it's so tiny. But it's a nice little accessory here, a little combat knife. His Dino stun prod is about the size of the figure himself, so a little bit awkward here. But you can hold it very easily with this little knob right there. His hand fits over it nice and easy. But like a lot of the Kenner toys, when this is in his hand, he'll tend to just topple forwards. Gotta kind of aim it down a little bit and use it to help keep him stable with this piece down here touching the ground. The action feature for this has this almost like electricity looking stun piece up here with these two claw pieces on the side. You take this little gray piece right here on the back and you pull it back and it closes the weapon, and now it's charged. And then you go up to some hatchling or some poor dinosaur of sorts and you push this piece forward, and this piece juts out and hits the hatchling or whatever dinosaur you're going after. Boom! And he's tased. An okay little feature. Doesn't get a whole lot of range though, because that's about as much as it juts out, is that. So you gotta be really close when you go to use it. I mean, it's a little exaggerated, like it's big. It's about the size of Roland himself. All things considered, I always liked this Roland figure. It looks a little bit like Peter Postlethwaite, but could have been a little bit better. There was a few variants of this Roland figure, like some of the early ones I believe came with T-Rex Turner head on the Roland figure, because I remember they had like that sideburns. The one here I have here doesn't have the sideburns, so this is like the updated head sculpt. The first couple Rolands had this T-Rex Turner head sculpt, just a little bit repainted, and I believe that rat tail piece wasn't on the Roland heads, but for the most part it's the same head sculpt. You can even see it with the hat, the way the hat's folded a little bit. And these red things here aren't colored here on the Roland. But yeah, for what it is, he's okay. He's got this almost looking dinosaur tooth necklace. His dinosaur skin vest here, I always kind of found very, very interesting in a way. A little bit cheesy and weird, I guess, depending on how you look at it. But I very much like the colors of this guy. Here's some more of the dinosaur skin vest of his, the green dino skin vest on his back. And he even has almost snake-like crocodile or dinosaur skin boots looking here. This guy just looks badass. He was a cool character in the movie. I kind of wish we got to see a little bit more of him than we actually did in the film. But this figure I always enjoyed a lot. It goes without saying, though, that the exclusive Roland figure here from the Dino Auto Restraint Transport Vehicle, the three-wheeler thing here in the background, I feel like this guy's a little bit more screen accurate in terms of his clothing. His dinosaur skin boots are gone, the dino skin vest is gone, and I think these browns and the blacks here and stuff represent Roland in the movie a little bit better than the Series 1 version there with the dino skin vest and everything. Same head sculpt here, just painted a little bit different. He's got a brown hat, the INGEN logo there. And bendable knee joints, which was a first for a Jurassic Park Kenner figure back then. So if I had to pick, this one here with the browns and everything looks a little bit more screen accurate to what we saw in the movie. A little bit. But for some strange reason, I really enjoyed this guy a lot more for, I don't know why. I think it's just the silliness of his dinosaur skin vest and his boots here. For me, it really just fits with the toy line.
We're taking these animals out of here. Back to the mainland.
I think I should tell you guys. Hammond told me these people might show up. He did send a backup plan.
What backup plan?
Just give it a second.
Someone's losing their restraints on the dinosaurs! Grab a taser, quick!
Crikey! Dieter, that's the last time I leave you in charge, damn it! And that about wraps up my review here for the Lost World INGEN Hunters. I want to say Peter Ludlow comes with the best weapons and accessories here out of these INGEN Hunters. Roland Tembo is just the most boss looking, hands down. And Dieter Stark, I feel like, comes with the best little hatchling dinosaur out of these three. Let me know how you feel about that. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. I love these figures. Should you want to add these hunters into your collection, Dieter Stark and Roland Tembo should be able to be found for quite reasonable prices, affordable. They're not really rare. Mr. Ludlow, on the other hand, will be a little bit harder of a figure to track down. He usually sells for a little bit higher of a price, $35, $45. He leans to be on the rare side, but just be warned, he'll be a little bit more expensive than Dieter and Roland. All three of these guys are well worth your time, especially if you love the Lost World like I do. Thumbs the video up if you enjoyed this, and post a comment down below and tell me what you think of these figures, or what were your memories with them, or who's your favorite out of the INGEN Hunters. Let me know in the comments. Really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. I'm gonna go watch The Lost World, so until the next review, take care everybody. JP Toys 97 signing out.